I'm here again to show you guys how to repaste and do your own service job for your laptop. And today we have a DELL Vostro. The model number on this one it's Vostro 3700. So I'm gonna show you guys how to take it apart and how to repaste and clean up your cooling fan. First thing first, we're gonna remove the battery by pulling the lock position that one over there and slide the other one right there, and then slide the battery backward, and that's your battery. Next, we want to remove the cover for the service cover for the hard drive, RAM, and Wi-Fi board, which is these two screws. We're gonna remove these two. And just from this end, you can just lift it up. That's the bottom cover. Alright. Next, we want to remove the hard drive. Just unscrew the single screw which is right over there. And now what you want to do, you want to slide the hard drive towards where you unscrewed it and just lift it up. That's your 500 gig hard drive. Alright. I'm not gonna remove the battery for the BIOS battery from there. I'm just gonna unhook the battery from here, right there. And also we're gonna disconnect the power jack cable. You have to just pull it up. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. So I'm just gonna pull it towards the ceiling type, and there you go. That's your jack. Next, we're gonna unhook the Wi-Fi cables from the board and just loosen the cables right up to here. So we got the cable, we got this. Now we're gonna start unscrewing everything. The two screws under the hinges, the side ones, and also the front end. You have to remove this plastic covers right there and remove the screws which are there. So let's go ahead and do all the unscrewing. I'm gonna fast forward this part. Alright, also we want to remove the screws, the three of them, one right there, and the CD-ROM screw. Alright, now we've done that. We have to remove the CD-ROM, so in order to remove it, what are you gonna do? Put the screwdriver right there, and we're gonna, in a motion, we're gonna push it towards the CD-ROM side. Right there and there. So now you can unplug the CD-ROM. And once you did that, there is two more screws right here. We want to remove 1 and 2. Alright, now that we remove those, and there is no more screw, just double check everything. Okay. Now we're gonna remove the SD card. From here, remove the fake SD card cover. And then you wanna grab your guitar pick or any type of pick and just gonna stick it in between the plastic front bottom cover where you unscrewed. Alright. Also remove the side plastic thing right there for the extra PCI Express. I don't know what card is that for. Now you're gonna open the lid. Let's remove the keyboard. In order to remove the keyboard, the kind of plastic things right between the F2 and F3, F7 and F8, and the pause and print key, and one right on the average page. So you're gonna pull them towards the screen, and you're gonna hit click sound, and that's the keyboard. It just comes up. Then you're gonna lift up the hinge right there, and then pull the cable out, and that is your keyboard. Next, you wanna unhook all the ribbon cables. The one for here, I think this is the LED ones, or on-off switch right there. The mouse pad, and the mouse clicks, I'm guessing. Also remove this one. This is a USB cable or speakers, I'm guessing. These are the speakers right over here, left and right. This one is the Wi-Fi switch cable, I'm guessing, not too sure. Alright, let's remove the screw right there and the other screw right over there. Right. Now we're gonna start putting the guitar pick in the corners and lifting up. Oh, there's one more screw right there. I almost missed that one. And then go ahead and lift up the top case slowly, gently. And now let me zoom out. This is the bottom side. So you can see this cable right there. That was the board for here for the audio jack and the Wi-Fi. This one was the fingerprint sensor right there. That's for the touch, and this one is for the on-off switch on the top panel. Next, down here we got the motherboard, and then this side is the extra USB and the RJ45 internet cable jack right there. So we're gonna unplug this ribbon cable from here to separate this board. Next, we're gonna unhook the cable for the LCD. Just lift up this ribbon, pull it up, and that's it. And just kind of unscrew it. Just rip it off right there. Comes very sticky. Now we're gonna unscrew the motherboard. One screw right there, one right there, and that should be off. Alright. I'm not gonna remove this board. If you want it, you go ahead and unscrew that. Or what I can just do, just lift up, holding this board down with my thumb and lifting this board up. And unplug this cable. I think it's the webcam. Yes, it is. Just go ahead and lift up slowly and pull it towards you. This is what I don't like. They don't open enough ventilation in here. On some Alienwares they do have enough ventilation right over here. In this model they don't do it. So we're gonna flip it over. And now you can see your heatsink pipe, your GPU heatsink pipe, and your fan, and your RAM and your Wi-Fi board. So we're gonna remove the cable for the fan. Right there. Next we're gonna unscrew the heatsink, 2 screws right there, and 2 right there, 3 right there. Gently lift it up, and now you can see the stock repaste, and that's just horrible. We're gonna replace those, clean it up. And before we go cleaning all this, I'm gonna go ahead and reopen the heatsink and clean up the heatsink. So we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna unscrew the screws right here. They're really tiny screws. Alright, once you did that, you're gonna flip it over, and also you gotta remove this tape over here that holds the fan with the heatsink. Just pull this off. You don't need to put it back in. Alright, once you remove that, but there's one more screw I missed. There should be like 5 screws in total. So flip it over, and there you have the heatsink right there. All this garbage that is filled in there, all this dust. You can't remove this dust by blowing the air or vacuum clean those. Also, you need to change the oil in this fan to get better revolution on the RPM on the RAM, on the fan, I mean. Just to remove the fan, just hold it evenly from both ends and softly just pull out, and it will come out eventually. And as you can see, there is no oil, there's no lubrication, it's all dry. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up the heatsink with a toothbrush or with anything you want, and we're gonna clean the thermal paste with an alcohol and also clean the fan up. And after that, I'm going to show you guys how to oil it up. Alright guys, I'm back. I already cleaned up the heatsink, right, the ventilation right there. I'm just right now cleaning up the old thermal paste with an alcohol. Just rub that alcohol right in there and remove all that old thermal paste. We're also going to clean the thermal paste on the CPU and GPU. You can also remove this paper stuff you're not going to be needing. With the CPU and GPU, you just have to clean the die. You don't have to clean the whole CPU, but if you want to go and clean the whole CPU, you can go ahead and clean all around it, but it does not make any difference. You can just clean the die. So now we clean the CPU heatsink, and now we're going to add the... Oh, by the way, we have to always clean the fan. So you're going to grab your paper towel, and you're going to stick it right in between the fan right there where the magnet is, and you're just going to rotate it slowly, just like this. And you're gonna see all this dirt coming out. I don't know if you can see that. So we need to get that really cleaned up. Once we did that, you're gonna get a high precision oil or high temperature, and you're gonna inject it right inside the fan motor right there. About 3 to 4 drops, no more. You don't need to put excessive. I was just gonna go all over the place. Alright, now that we got the oil right there, okay, and now we're gonna grab the fan, put it right on top, and that's it. Just flicker it with your fingers for a few seconds. Now we're gonna put the fan back in. Alright, now that we put all the screws back in, now we're gonna do the main part, which is called the repaste. Alright, I'm gonna get my thermal paste. I'm not gonna do liquid metal, I'm just gonna do a regular paste, which is really good paste. So you're gonna apply it right on top of the die on the CPU. Once you did that, we gotta put the we also gonna apply a little bit on the south bridge, which is this one, or PCH chip. That's what they call it. So, also, I like this heatsink because the flaps right here, they are like a really steady and solid. They use a pressure like a, for the springs for the screws right there. So this is what I really like about their old models. You can see there's this thick metal sheet going straight with the heatsink, and the spring that they use in here, they're really solid springs. They have like lots of pressure on them. Comparing to the alien one, I have a video for the alien one. The heatsink for those ones, they have like a really puny, like a flickering metal right there. They don't have springs. So I really like this type of heatsinks. But sadly, they're not doing it anymore because it is not good for business, I guess. Bad for business. That's what they say. They need to be able to resell products all the time. That's why the old laptops always last longer than the new ones. Alright, let's go and put all the screws back in. And make sure always put your fan back in, your cable. It's right there. Once you have that in, you're pretty much done. Now you're gonna flip over the motherboard. Put down the heatsink side down first, right there. And make sure you pull these cables out. Pull the webcam cable out too, so it doesn't get squished. And you're gonna push down this side so you get a connection down between both of the boards. You're gonna put the screw right there and the screw on the motherboard. Now you're gonna plug in the webcam first. Plug in your M.2 Express card reader. People don't use this anymore, so you can leave it unplugged if you want it. Plug in your ribbon cable for your LCD screen. You're gonna grab the top part, you're gonna just put it right on top. You're gonna squeeze down the sides and the front, just like that. Now we're gonna start plugging all the ribbon cables. Now we're gonna put 1, 2, and 3 screws right there. Alright, we're gonna grab the keyboard. Put the keyboard in this position, flip it over, grab the ribbon cable just like that. You want to see this blue plastic facing up. Slide it down evenly. Close the secure lock right there. Put the bottom side of the keyboard down inside. Push the sides. Hold the mirror up. Push the other side. And press down the top side. From F1 all the way to the end button. Once you're done with those, make sure everything is popped in. Close the screen. Flip it over. Now you want to put the 2 screws right on the CD-ROM that we removed. Grab your CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, and plug in your DVD-ROM in. Alright, run the cable for the Wi-Fi. You can do this in whichever order you want to. I'm just doing it on this order. Once you run your Wi-Fi cable, plug in your Wi-Fi cable, put the battery in place, just push it down right there, and grab your jack for the power jack, put it right down there, and just make sure everything is pushed down nicely and firmly. Let's put the starting from the corner. Next, you want to put the screw right in the middle between the Wi-Fi and CPU, and the other one is right there by the hard drive. Put the screw for the CD-ROM. Next, you want to grab your hard drive, slide it down, push it towards, put the screw for the hard drive, and once you're done with that, you want to grab the bottom plastic face covers for the screws, put them in place, and at this point you're pretty much all done. You're going to grab the bottom service cover and you're going to put it down, slide it down that way, push it down, push the corners, and put the two screws. In this case I only have one screw. I have to find another screw to put it there. And grab the battery, slide it in, put it in lock position, and put your SD card reader right there, and your other cover for your other reader, and that should be all. I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, thumbs up, and think of subscribing. It motivates me to make more videos and help you guys answer any questions you guys have. And also I take any requests, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.